Hey everybody, this video lesson is going to cover the Prelab for number 10, What's in the Bottle. And in the past there's been a little bit of confusion about how the process is supposed to go in what order, and so I'm hopefully going to try and iron that out here before we start so you don't waste your time. The way the lab is written is that you're first going to develop 4 experiments on your known compounds, and the 6 known compounds are shown in the picture here. You've got benzoic acid, wax, C12H22O11, which is sucrose, NaCl, zinc, and NH4Cl. The whole idea is that you know the identity of the 6 knowns and you know the type of bond that's holding these known compounds together. Along with that information that you already have with you and the results of the experiments that you perform on the 6 knowns, you can then apply your knowledge of the knowns to 5 unknowns. This is covered in the procedure section of the lab. Below that is the conclusion questions, and you actually have to do these first before you do the investigation. I know the word conclusion makes you think that you do them at the end, but you do it in this order. Do the 4 experiments, then do the conclusion questions. And in those conclusion questions, you're going to come up with a flow chart that can be handwritten or scanned in using your experimental procedure that you can help to identify an unknown compound. So for example, you know that NaCl is ionic, and you know how it behaves in your 4 experiments that you've drawn up. Now if you come across an unknown that behaves the same way that NaCl did, you could safely assume that it is also an ionic compound. Next, you're going to perform the same 4 experiments or the same 4 tests that you did for your knowns on your 5 unknowns. Down below there is shown in the picture as numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You may have 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, or you might have 11, 12, 13, 14, or 15. Now, some of these unknowns would match the identity of your knowns, but not all of them. Obviously, you only have 6 knowns and there are 15 unknowns, so there's going to be some ones that aren't matching. The whole job is not to actually identify the actual substance, but just simply identify the type of bond that the unknowns are made up. And once you think you've identified the type of bond of the 5 unknowns, go ahead and do the analysis questions at the end. So a lot of this lab is going to be performed in class. You'll have to come up with your flow chart before you do your tests on your 4 unknowns. And the only thing that you really can do outside of class is your analysis questions. That is why we want to start at 7 o'clock to maximize as much time as possible. Knowing ahead of time what tests you may want to perform would be an advantage. That way you can work quickly. There are a list of things that you can use to perform your tests with, and so doing a little bit of work ahead of time and doing the pre-lab will help guide you to determine what type of tests that you want to perform. And the last thing I want to say is that if there's any test that you want to perform on your knowns or your unknowns and you don't have the materials to do it, ask your teacher, me, and I'll let you know if we can come up with that or not. Or if there's a particular technique that you want to try but you don't quite know how to do it, I'd be more than happy to try and brainstorm an idea out with you. But just come find me and I'd be happy to help. Anyway, hopefully you can identify your 5 unknowns. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the morning.